Hey, folks, welcome back to the
Yeah.
channel. Christian here with Nate, as
Nate.
usual. Per
Yep.
usual. How's that? Does that sound hip? Is that what the kids say these days? Per
Comme
usual.
normal. That's how you say it in French. It would be just really fun to if we had the crew to support it to be able to record. We could have like multiple episodes coming out in a week and stuff like that. If we didn't have to like do the editing and stuff like
Right.
that, we just record it like fellow travelers. What are we doing now? At Last Airbender,
Mm-hmm.
and then these other shows that are coming out, and just have them coming out like that. Pow, 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 pow.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah,
Someday,
we need a crew
someday, and support from our viewers.
and
Thank you.
support. Yes,
Someday we'll get there. Someday we'll get there.
yes.
I'm here,
Where?
San Francisco.
What?
I
Huh?
didn't hear from you. I was worried.
Yeah, I'm curious. Hmm. Hmm.
So
Hmm.
you want to know because this is what the thoughts going through my head is like. What is she doing there? Like, is she? My thought, the first thought that crossed my mind was, and it's not just, but it's still the first thought that crossed through my mind is, did she grow a heart?
I mean, she never to me seemed heartless towards
She
him,
wasn't.
right? Like,
No.
I think,
That's why it wasn't a good. It
right,
wasn't fair. But like that was a thought because it's like um she was so kind of short with Skippy,
right,
for very good reason. There's not
right, like
that is not me like judging her.
the side
She
chick.
right, right. Like she had every reason to be, but that's whatever. So I'm not judging her at all. I think in all of this, except for like really listening or paying attention to what was going on with between her and Hawk, I think she did basically everything that she could have done. So I had no, I'm not upset at her at all. Like all of this is literally Hawk's
Yeah,
fault. But like, the fact that she's like stepping out, it seems like I'm very curious. I mean, it's fun to discuss this before we get to see it to
you're
see
right.
like what
Yeah, I
our
know people are like, what they're gonna tell you.
right.
Look, we know that, but we just want to take a minute just to kind of see kind of what we're thinking and watching it together. Then, how deep are his feelings for her? Sexual
Aside.
aside, right?
Hmm.
Like, how much do you actually love and care about this person that you've had these children with, right?
I think she might have had stronger feelings for him than he did for her. Right.
Right,
So I think he always saw her maybe as like a really like a sister, maybe,
right.
you know, when they were growing up, or just a really good friend. Um, and then to cover his own ass, he married her. And I think that was a poor choice because,
Yeah,
like, why her? Like who you are. You
right.
know who she is. Why are you going to spoil that her life? She's like close to you. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
exactly.
So like, I was just an anecdote. Like so you knew me when I was in the closet, and I was like, trying to date women. I never successfully dated anybody, any woman or guy, but I just never successfully dated any women. Um, but I had a good friend whom um, eh, who lived in Pennsylvania, and she was a really, really good friend, and I was thinking of dating her, right? But because she was such a good friend and I was still in the closet, I knew that I couldn't date her without telling her who I was, um, and hoping that she'd be okay with it, right?
Right.
Because this is me trying to pray the gay away and hoping, trying to do all these things that everybody's telling you to do um, to be um, straight or overcome the gayness and whatever the craziness is. But so that's what I thought I was going. I wanted to was thinking about dating her. I wanted to date her, but I wanted to be honest with her. That. I didn't want to build any type of relationship on a lie. And I told her, or I told her that I wanted to date her, and she was like, "No." She didn't answer it like that. She was like, "I'm flattered, but I think we're good friends." And I was like, "Oh, that's okay." Well, in any case, I was going to tell you that also I'm gay, and she did not take that well.
So you wait. Let's back up. So you told her the gay part after you told her that you wanted to date her?
I didn't tell her I wanted. Yes, yes, yes. I told her the whole. That was the sequence.
Right,
So I told her,
but it was after.
yeah. I mean, I guess I could have told her before, but that wasn't. I don't know. That's not that wasn't. I wasn't actually concerned about when to tell her, like because so I think my thinking might have been, well, if she doesn't want to date me, I wouldn't tell her, right? Because there'd be no reason to. You know what I mean? Um, but I told her anyway, I guess. I don't know
Got
why
it.
I don't know
Okay.
why I thought about it that way. But yeah, the concept was I wasn't well, the thing is, I'm pretty sure that's probably where it was because the thing was I wasn't telling anybody, right?
Mhm.
So the only person I would tell were people that absolutely needed to know, right? And so at that point, the only person that knew was my mom, and I had told her twice, but she still didn't believe me. So, so to be honest, no one knew.
She's like, "Okay, sure." Anyway.
Yeah. so like she would have she ended up being one of the only person the first persons that I ended up telling.
Yeah. But in summary, I'm gonna say that I do agree with you about, like, that honesty piece, right? Like,
Mm,
if you care about the person,
hmm.
then be honest with them.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what level, right? 'Cause I was just talking to my wife, and she was like, which is true. She's like, I would rather the ugly truth than a lie, right? Like,
Yes.
I'd rather we just be open
Hmm.
than you just not tell me.
Yeah.
Again, if you want to have any kind of something. Now, if you just
Hmm.
don't care about the person and you don't want to actually be close to the person,
Right.
that's never your intention,
Hmm.
then keep lying, I guess.
Yeah.
Whatever, right? If that's good enough for you, but if that's not your intention,
Hmm.
end of the day, she's the mother of your children. I would hope you'd want some kind of something, you know.
Yeah. Hmm.
So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. I used to tell Liam that all the time, just like, listen, as regardless of what you think my reactions, going to be to it, you might not like my reaction. Obviously, I probably wouldn't like my reaction either, but it's not going to be like I'm not gonna be hitting you or like screaming at you or anything, but I might get like angry,
Right.
sort of thing. But it's much better you just tell me the truth because I have a brain and a personality where I am willing to work through it. I'm willing to find, process the information. It might anger me, but I'll be able to process the information, and I believe that we can build an even stronger foundation upon that.
Yeah.
But it's hard to build a strong foundation upon lies
Absolutely. Yeah. And
because
and in this case, right? Like, it's also true that if you care about them, then allow them information to leave. Right?
yeah,
Because
yeah, right.
maybe she wouldn't want to do this, right?
Precisely,
And
yeah.
you've taken that choice away from her by
Yeah,
lying.
that's the problem. Like it's been just a very self and I understand, listen, because we had some commenters like, you're judging it from, present day perspective. But I mean, yes, but I also lived in the days when we couldn't be out. Speaking from experience, I'm assuming.
It's not fair. The kid was just figuring himself out when it was spreading. And here I was, finally settled and faithful to Frankie. And you?
Wait a minute.
Why?
Pause for a second. Pause for a
Because
second. Am am I missing something?
Well, they do this all the time. Wait, what do you think you're missing?
Is something happening with him and
With
this boy?
No, I don't think so. Why?
Okay, because he was just talking about, he was just figuring himself out. Now I just started being faithful to Frankie, and he's being
Hmm.
cold to me now. And I'm like, this all sounds I don't know. It sounds very odd to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm just thinking too much, but I'm like, that's why I was like, who's Jerome? Because I'm like, the way you're talking about this person, it sounds like there's more there than like a mentor relationship in the way you're talking
It
about it. It
sounds like
seems
they adopted him because remember he got kicked out of his house. I think this is the kid, right?
right.
So we're just gonna assume this is
Right.
him because I am horrible with names. We all know this.
Yeah, I don't
So
remember his name at all. Right. So yeah, because just the way I'm like, wait, yeah, maybe that's true. That would make more sense as far as family and that, I guess. But
mhm.
yeah, I was just like, huh? Like, what does he being faithful to Frankie have to do with this boy? That's why I'm
Uh,
like, I don't
I think he's just like because so this is again, this is just me trying to
help me
understand.
out.
He's saying he wasn't faithful to Frankie. He should have been the one to get the disease, right? Because he's the one sleeping around, but he didn't. Um, but now this kid has, and he is not even more than 19 or 20 or however young he
Okay.
is. So that's what I'm getting. I'm getting
Okay.
he's saying it's not that's why I think he's saying it's not fair is because this kid's life is just starting and now it's ended because it was at the time it was a death sentence, right? So he's like his kid's life just started, it's about to end. um I should have maybe been the one to get this, sort of thing. I mean, to be honest, that's kind of the story of this because like Tim got it and he was just like the ultra faithful one,
Hmm.
and Hawk wasn't, and he didn't get it, so it's basically one of those types of
Yeah.
situations.
That's the other thing. Not to sidetrack. I'm just realizing also, like, if Hawk has been running around out here on his wife this whole time, right? Like,
Hmm.
that's another risk you're putting her in, right?
Oh
Like,
yeah, definitely.
I'm
Yeah.
like, that didn't even click to me just now. I'm like, wait a minute, that as well. I'm like,
Yeah, I mean, we talked about that in a few episodes,
yeah,
because you were talking about like Carol was like, I don't know what you bringing back, but
right, exactly.
that is the truth. Like you don't know.
I'm not sure.
The government ought to do more about this. It's terrible.
They could do more. But people like you would have to pay higher taxes.
My father used to argue for a national health care system. He believed government should take care of its citizens.
No, wait. I'm pausing this. Hold up. I'm pausing this junk right now. I am just a little bit angry at Tim right now, and when I mean a little bit, I'm talking about a lot of it. Okay. What audacity this fool has to ask her why she didn't leave her husband. What are you talking about, fool? you, you are the side chick, not her.
And
Like,
you've been obsessed with him this whole time.
and he's done why he didn't leave her for you. Like, what are you doing?
Why didn't
Like,
you leave him alone?
why didn't you just leave him alone? Like, bruh, she is not. And why is he so cold to her?
I don't
Like,
know. He's
what does
acting
he
like,
have to be?
yeah, she didn't make him marry her. She didn't trick him. She didn't do any of this.
No, I mean, she was cold to him a few times, burned his letter and all this other stuff, but she had a right to. I mean, she had what other people would consider, like what society would consider a right to. I feel like they could have handled it maybe a little bit better, but I can also understand from her point of view. Nah, like you are impeding on something that is not your territory,
Right.
and then you act like you have this right to this man, right? Who chose to marry me. He did not choose, like, even if he couldn't marry him, okay? He didn't choose Tim over her, right?
Right.
He chose her over Tim. He just wanted both of them, right?
Right.
Like, where is
Yeah.
your self respect, bruh? Like,
Yeah. I don't understand. And this I know I keep mentioning my wife, but it reminds me of something she mentions about how a lot of times women, when their man cheats, they get mad at the other woman
mhm.
and they want to fight her. Like, fight her for what?
Yeah, right?
He did it,
Yeah, he
right? Like
did.
you're mad at him.
Yes, that's
Why are you
precisely
mad
it.
at her?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Like,
I've never understood that
he's the
either.
one who you should
He's
be
the
upset
problem.
with, right?
Yeah.
Y'all should be upset with with Hawk,
Yes. That is precisely.
Right.
That's how I feel.
Right,
Like they
like-
should be upset with Hawk. I think
Yeah.
she is upset with Hawk. She's got some feelings towards Tim for being
Right.
the other man, and rightfully so, because like he
Exactly.
knew that she was married, right? He knew that Hawk was married. So,
Yeah.
whatever. But her anger, I feel like in this show is is towards the right person, right? She's upset with Hawk, but
Right.
Hawk ain't giving her the information that she needs, so she's
Yeah.
going to Tim. I'm okay with that. Like
Right.
I'm okay with that. What the hell is wrong with you, Tim?
Yeah.
Like that is
I
you've got no right.
Yeah,
You've got
I
no ground to stand
don't
on.
I don't understand it. Yeah, I'm very confused by the coldness, and like I would expect a lot more humility.
I would have
Like
expected that as well.
I get, like, I think part of it is just in his militance, right? Like, I'm dying of AIDS, and you're this rich white woman that's got everything she wants in the house, and da, 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 da. I think
Right.
there's
Okay. So
some
that's
of
one side.
like there's
Yes.
some of that you could tell he's just like, ugh, of course you have everything, and you have the man that I always wanted,
Right.
right?
Yeah. I
But
can see that. Yeah.
again, like that's not.
No. Given
And
the situation.
yeah,
No.
and like she said, you don't know me.
Yeah.
Like you're judging off the appearance, like you don't actually know me. So
Yeah.
what's the issue here? Like
I mean, and that should have shut him up in the right there. But like,
right.
he was
Yeah.
not. He's not. I wasn't expecting that type of response for him. Like, okay, I can understand you being upset, angry at rich white folks, whatever, or you just being upset, angry at people who seem to be in the position to have the power to do something and then they don't,
Right.
whatever. And clearly, she's not in that position, but Hawk was. And Hawk refused systematically,
Right.
right? Until you on your deathbed, and then all
Right.
of a
Like,
sudden now he
okay,
want to
I'll
say so.
make a phone
Yeah,
call.
right, exactly. Like he could have been the solution or part of the solution the entire time. You want to take it out on her? Nah, bruh.
Right.
No,
Yeah.
I don't see any reason. I mean, I had to breathe for a minute because while I was watching it, like no, I was like literally watching that and just getting angry because I was like, bro, what is your problem?
Yeah.
Right? And she came here to see you. Like, do you understand?
Right.
Like,
And her thing is like, look, you're dying. Hawk may never tell me the truth.
right.
At least let me go meet this person
Yeah.
that for decades
Yeah.
he's been attached to.
Yeah.
Because that's from that perspective, I'd be wondering, like, Hawk seems like a very heartless person. So who is this person that he's somehow been attached to this whole time?
Right. Yeah.
When he seemed to have no heart, right? Like, what person could make him feel this way? Let me go meet this person before the person is gone.
Right. Yeah.
Since Hawk will never just openly discuss this with me, let me see who is this heartless person actually have a heart for?
Right. Yeah.
Because it ain't me.
It's
I don't know, Tim. Yeah, it was strange.
I'm not often upset with Tim, but that was. I mean, I guess I've been upset with Tim for just not being able to move on, but I guess that would also not be the story. But
yeah,
also
I
like
don't know.
this is not a good color on him.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
But also, like, there's some piece of this that it actually does make sense. Like, very often, if you're gonna be the side person, like if you're gonna do that,
Yeah.
right? In my opinion, that's a certain type of person, right?
Okay.
And that person, I feel like, would often respond this way. You know what I mean? Like if you're the type of person that's going to, for decades, or at least on and off, like, be dealing with this married person. Now, I get it. The marriage isn't, I don't, I mean, I don't know how you feel about their marriage, and is it really something to really even respect on one level.
Yeah.
On
But
another
that ain't none
level,
of your business.
right?
But
On
anyways,
another
go
level,
ahead.
right? He is married, and you keep dealing with him, and
Yeah.
you knew this, right? So to me, that means you're a certain type of person to some degree. And
Yeah, I feel
so
like
part of me is not like, as much as I was surprised initially, I'm like, also, you've been dealing with
This
the
is how
married
they
man for a
act.
long time.
Yeah.
So I think this is part of you.
And even if they were misguided,
I was gonna say
we
they
held
were
them with
whack
passion.
though.
Mm-hmm.
I used to have passion like that.
Well, there you have it.
Leave a message for me at the Y. I'll meet you here whenever you want. Better. I'll leave the key on the frame above the door. Come when you like. I promise I won't be any trouble. I don't have any expectations.
'Cause, like I said, I feel like maybe they think that they have this license to just do whatever they want to because they did fall in love before, before he married his wife, So like I'm feeling like that's the thing that they're playing off of, right?
But you
So
say they fell in love, and I guess
I mean,
that's that. Like as I okay. Mm,
I think that's what they're trying to portray, right? They're trying to portray that these two were in love, but also like passionately in love. You know what I mean? Like I feel like it's really just one of those Romeo and Juliet types of situations where it's just like a tragic love story, right? That's how I feel
yeah,
about it.
yeah. I'm wondering if they're supposed to be in love or be in lust,
Well,
and
they
and
are.
and.
It's a
I guess
combination.
right. I guess I'm trying to think of like what does the writer think about these two people, right? Does the writer think that they love each other or not? I get that they might think that they do,
Hmm.
right? But I'm just curious, like the person writing the story, like what do you believe about them ultimately? Like what is this story about two people that love each other,
Hmm.
or is a story about two people that wanted to love each other? But you know what does feel good?
I was wondering what you was. Yes.
Look,
Okay. Go.
it's gonna become a game when people try to figure out when I'm getting a segue in for the Patreon or not. But
Okay.
yes, it does feel good when folks join us on Patreon and help support what we do. Special thanks to our visionary level supporters, Babs, Kate, and Abby. Thank you so much for your support.
Good grief.
What the?
That was a serious hickey.
I mean, what the heck were you
And
doing?
how would you not know that that was there?
It will never be over.
I'll fly home tomorrow if that's what you want.
That's not.
Today, whatever you need.
No.
What is his issue?
stop.
God,
You
he
have
doesn't want
unfinished
to
business here.
admit
You
the
need to
truth.
see it through.
I don't know what I don't know what he's trying to hold on to. Just the facade? Why? Like
Well,
do you still care that much
because
about like trouble at home? Like is that what you're concerned about?
I
Like
guess, yeah,
just get divorced.
yeah.
Like what like if you just divorce her,
Hmm.
let her go. Like
Yeah.
I don't know what like at this stage of the game, like
Hmm.
you being single isn't going to be looked at weird if you divorced your wife, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. Hmm.
you're free and clear for that.
Yeah.
So
I mean, they wouldn't even have to get a divorce. They'd just be
I'm
separated,
saying like whatever it
It's just
is,
like,
like,
yeah.
hey, like talk to your daughter. She already knows what's up. Like, hey,
Hmm.
look, like jig
She
is up.
does,
Like is
right?
look, we tried or we did. I don't know, you didn't try. I don't know, whatever it was, like, hey,
Hmm.
look, like we're not faking it anymore. Like, I'll see you at
Yeah.
holidays, like I'm still your dad, like whatever, it's all
Yeah.
good.
Hmm.
Move forward.
Yeah.
I don't understand his reaction. Like,
Yeah.
what do you mean? I'll retire. Why? Why? Like you did all of this for your career.
Yeah.
Like literally, you did this
Hmm.
for your career.
Yeah.
You get to go to Italy, and they got your foreign, assignment. You get to go to Italy, and
Hmm.
you're gonna give it up so you can keep the fake life.
Yeah.
Like
The
you,
fake facade and whatever.
what are you gonna do? You're gonna now like be in love with your wife? Like it's not. That doesn't.
Yeah, like you're not. He's not accepting reality. It's like. I mean, I understand the difficulty giving up a relationship, but his relationship is based on pure lies, almost 100%. It's like
Yeah,
90%
it's
lies.
fake. It's a phony. Like it's
Yeah,
not a
it's
thing.
you're not. He's not. You're not. It's yeah.
Wrong.
Nothing.
Cut the bullshit.
I'm fucking positive. You happy now?
You're innocent. You are innocent. You've always been the stronger one.
This is true. This part of me just wanted to say too little, too late, but then also
Yeah,
like it's
listen,
never
you know
too
how I
late.
feel.
Yeah.
A long time ago, I did something to hurt you. And if you're around, I will not be able to let go. But I want to show up for you. Go home, Hawk.
We're not dying from AIDS. We're dying from indifference. Our government is killing us. AIDS funding now. AIDS funding now.
Cute little baby.
Sweetheart. He wasn't my friend. He was the man I loved.
Yes, folks, I think we've said plenty for this this video, but we will definitely be giving our full thoughts on this episode and the season in our review in a few days.
Yeah.
So stay tuned. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you know when that video comes out. Like, subscribe, and all the other fun stuff. And we'll see you all very soon.
Yep.
All right.
Ciao.
Later.